Hey everyone, I hope that you guys are doing amazing. I'm sorry about the delay. I'm still getting used to doing YouTube Live at the same time as Facebook Live. So I'm just kind of getting used to that. So I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are. It is 9:03 a.m. today in Chiang Mai. And I'm so excited because this week is going to be absolutely freaking amazing. I'm meeting up and collaborating with a bunch of different people. I'm going to a 3 day silent retreat. I know, crazy. The person who loves to talk is going to go be silent for 3 days. But in today's video, I want to speak to you guys about something that I've been kind of thinking about a lot. Because as I live in Chiang Mai and I tell people I'm a digital nomad or I work online and I can be anywhere in the world, I'm location dependent, things like that. It's interesting, there's a lot of different reactions to it, but mostly what people say is that, oh, that's amazing, that's my dream life, that's what I want to do. And that's what used to say to people when I met them as well. I'm like, oh my God, you're living my dream life. You're living the kind of life that I want to lead. You're location independent and time free, and you're working on stuff that you want to work on every single day on your own time schedule. You are living my dream life. The difference, though, is that when I met these people in my previous life, um, even if I didn't believe that it was possible for me, I still made sure that I asked these people a billion different questions because I wanted to see what are they doing differently from me, what am I not doing that they're doing. That's the reason they're living this dream life, because it's not that they are different from me in any way. They're just doing different things. They just have different behaviors and they're making different choices. And so what are those different behaviors and choices that they're making that I'm not making? And I want to know that so I can kind of bring that into my life. So again, whenever I would meet people like that or I read about them, I would read up every single thing that this person puts out, or I would ask this person if they're face to face with me, please, can I take you out to lunch or dinner or coffee, and can I ask you a billion questions? And the interesting thing about life or this world is that people are really generous with their time, their energy. So most of the people, almost every single time, would say yes. And if they said no, it's because they had some prior engagements, or they were working on a launch, or they just didn't have the time. But they would direct me to certain blog posts or things that they had written or other things they were reading that helped them in their journey. So people are always really, really generous with their time, their energy, whatever it might be, right? And if you ask, almost always 99% of the time, people will say, yes, of course, I'll sit down with you and tell you what I've been doing. And that's what I do as well, because not only am I paying it forward, but because I care. I really know what the difference is in living this life where I really, really care and I'm living my ideal life versus living a life where I hated it, where I wasn't doing what I wanted to do, where I was going through the motions, where I lived like a zombie, where I shopped a lot in order to numb myself, things like that, right? I know the difference. I'm not just saying that because I'm not just saying these things because I want to sell my courses or something like that. I'm doing it because I actually know the difference. I know how it is to live a horrible life or a mediocre life and an ideal life. And I know the difference, how it feels, how your body feels, how your mind feels, how your friends are, how every single moment feels. I know the difference. So I know that I want as many people as possible to have this life. To have this life where it's their ideal dream life. Live whatever it might be. It might not look like what I do, but I want you guys to live your ideal dream life. This is the reason I do all these videos and the blog posts and all the stuff I put out there. It's to bring that awareness into your mind that it is possible for you. But you have to take a certain few steps towards it. The universe is not going to give you what you want just because you ask for it. You have to make a little bit of an effort. And so when I meet these people in the coffee shop or on the street and they tell me that I'm living their dream life, I always tell them, you can ask me any question you have. I can sit down with you for a couple hours and tell you how I started. All you have to do is sit down, take the time, and write notes. Or ask me whatever you have. Like, ask me any question. I've actually been through it with you. The same exact thing that you're going through right now, that decision to change your life, is what I went through. So I know the process, and I know what I did and what I did to get here. And I can actually give you tips on what not to repeat all my mistakes. And so you're actually going to be learning from me and going to be able to do it better because you're not going to repeat all the mistakes that I made. And that in itself is so valuable because you'll be able to reduce the amount of time it takes to get to the point that I took to get here. If I took a year to get here, you're probably going to get there in 6 months if you took the knowledge that I have and not repeated the mistakes that I made, right? And so I always, 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 always offer that. Like, sit down with me. You can ask any question you have, and I'll give you the answers, and I'll give you my tips and tricks, and I'll tell you how I got here. What did I do, right? And it is interesting to me how few people actually take me up on that. Maybe people think that I'm just joking, or I'm saying it because I'm being kind, or I don't actually mean it. And I actually repeat myself several times saying, I mean this. I'm not just joking. I'm not just saying this because to say it. I actually mean it. Just book a time right now with me, and I'll sit down with you and tell you what I know, right? Especially if they were really, really, really depressed about their life, and I really want to help them out, change their life and change them and move them towards a more ideal life. I always tell them, please, please just come and sit down with me, and I'll tell you everything that I know, everything that I know to get to that I've gotten to this point with, right? And I'm really shocked, saddened, depressed, I guess, or just saddened in general by the fact that almost 99% of people will not take up that offer. They will not spend the time. I don't know what it is. Do people get distracted, or they think that it's not for them, or they feel like I'm joking? I don't know what it is exactly. I'm really confused about that actually, because if someone offered me their time to answer questions, especially if they lived my ideal life, I would follow them around like a stalker. I'd ask them a billion questions. I'd message them all the time, and I did that in the past. I still do that. When I meet a person that's living in a way that I want to live, or is emulating a quality that I really want to emulate, I add them onto Facebook right away, and then I message them a billion questions. Or I message them and ask them questions, or I ask them how they think, or what books they're reading, so I can be like them. I can learn to be like them. So I implore you guys to really change the way you're looking at the world and the way you're approaching things. Because I really wish that all those people who I offered these free coaching sessions to, or coachings in general, I wish they would take it on. Because I know life gets in the way, and you guys get busy, and there's other things to focus on. There's parties to go to, and people to meet, and Tinder dates to go on, and all that stuff. Work to do, 9 to 5, all of that stuff. I mean, you have a busy life. I totally get it. But if someone tells you that they're living your ideal life, and they tell you that I can help you get to that, or I can at least give you tips and tricks, my advice to you is to take them up on that. Do not waste their time or yours by saying things like, you're living my ideal life, if you're not going to make things happen. Because at that point, you're just a talker. And one of my major pet peeves with this world in general is that I meet a lot of talkers. I meet a lot of people who are never going to do what they say they're going to do. And as soon as they do that, instantaneously, they're cut off from me. Because I am not wasting my time and energy or money or whatever it might be on people who are just talkers. And I know a lot of talkers. And you guys, talkers, because they read a lot, because they're always asking questions, they actually know a lot more than doers do. They probably know more about business or online business than I do. They probably know more about doing live videos than I do. They probably know more about podcasts than I do. They probably do, because they read a lot, but they haven't put any of that into effect. They haven't done anything about it. And as soon as I realize that a person is just a talker and not a doer, I completely do not waste any more time with them. Because it's extremely difficult to motivate someone to become a doer. If you're already a doer, to make you do things that are going to help you become a better human being, or going to help you live that ideal life, is extremely easy. But to move someone from being a talker to a doer, in my opinion, is so impossible. It has to come from the inside out. That drive, that motivation to do things has to come from the inside out. A lot of times, entrepreneurs, a lot of us work from home, right? And I can wake up in the morning, and it's extremely easy not to do any work. There's Netflix. I mean, there's thousands of TV shows I could watch. There are thousands of YouTube videos. There's so much interesting stuff to read. It's extremely easy to not do any work. In fact, it's actually easier not to do any work than to do the work. There are people asking me to come have lunch with them, have dinner. There are different meetup groups all over the place. There are like workshops on Facebook advertising. There's so many freaking things happening throughout the day, online and offline. And so I could really just be like, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to one event after another, pretend like I'm networking, I'm sorry I'm saying that, but like really a lot of times it seems like that, and not really get any work done. And it's really easy to do that as an online entrepreneur because your time is your own and you decide what you're going to do with your day. So it really matters that you are a doer in that case because no one is telling you to do anything. My customers aren't telling me to do anything. They're not asking for anything. All these videos I do, they weren't asked for it. I want to do them. All the writing I do, it wasn't asked for. I do it. All of the videos I do, all of the writing that I do, all the blog posts, all of the stuff I do. No one is asking for it. I'm doing it because I want to do it. And once I do it, people will read it and consume it and realize that they can use it. But no one is poking me in the back and saying, go and do this work. No one. Maybe my conscience pipes up sometimes, but like, you should really not be watching this Netflix or this drama or Korean drama or whatever. You should actually be doing your work. But mostly, I'm just my conscience and my work is silent. It has to be done because I do it because I want to do it. So the motivation has to come from the inside out for online business owners, especially if you work from home. As you can tell, I do. If I don't have this motivation from the inside, I'm never going to get anything done. And so I only teach people who have that inner drive, that inner motivation, that grit to change their life. Because most people are talkers. And I've noticed that more and more and more throughout the day, throughout my life, that almost every single person I meet is going to talk about wanting a different life, but they're not going to do anything about it. So I really want you guys to think about it. Who are you? Are you a talker or a doer? And if you are one, how about you start doing more? Because we are not who we really set out to be. We can change ourselves. Our behaviors, if we start doing things, will change our personality and make us a doer. So if you are a talker right now, start doing. Start emulating the behavior of doing, and that in itself will change you to become a doer. I was a major talker before as well. And I started doing things because I was like, I want to become a doer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do things. And in that doing, I'll become a doer. And that's exactly what happened. And now I am a doer. So if I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I don't just talk about it. I hope that you guys understood what I was saying, and I hope this makes sense. And if you find this useful at all, please do invite your friends or family or whoever it is into the group, or share it with your friends or family. Again, my name is Boom Shikha, and thank you so much for spending time with me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.